Who would you shapeshift in, taking into account the selection? For Perk L. Scott, the celebrity of Netflix's new episode The Innocents, that deals in the question of transformation in the flesh of someone else, the reply is evident. Will Blacksmith, he says immediately. I fair love him as a man, as in person. Yet, he adds diplomatically, I'd love to shapeshift in any man, to know a new prospect, and expect how changes my prospect. How is really lot the topic of The Innocents, that tells the history of a youthful lady, June, played by Sorcha Groundsell, who rest off in her young man Harry, a Scot, to flee her oppressive parents. Things get a slight more than complex while she finds she has shape-shifting powers, that she doesn't rather aware how to utilize. He's a unit company creator and author Hania Elkington says was the ultimate way to investigate the difficult situation of creature a adolescent. Several beginnings of yours growing identity or psyche might scare you or sense severed of thou, so he's on personality acceptance, he's on absolute loving for else man, and shapeshifting seemed a really nice way to investigate how. Comrade company creator Simon Durek adds, shapeshifting hadn't been explored, and I'm a bit of a style dog, and I mind about, down there's a gap there. The episode, that is liberated on Friday, has so far acquired generally hot reviews of critics. It plants since Jun's struggles as she navigates the perils of at first loving are relatable, though if her werewolf abilities get them to an entire new standard. Everyone gets a bit envious, but think how it would be if yours at first loving was formally kiss else lady following you shapeshifted in her. Down there's less than stress rather than down there is strengthening, key points are reiterated inexorably, and the time of year's comprehensive story, comprising a brutal physician, Boy Pierce, who wants to fracture the open secret during Jun's genes, has fizzled by time of years late. Sorcha, who grew up in Lewis in the West Isles, is new to the Planet of Top Section TV episode, says she is departure to try to escape read critics' comments. I've never made whatever how will be as discussed as the. I believe the recent period I had whatever to recite of a overview I was on 16 and I was fair agitated to be in she laughs. I individually believe I win recite them, fair since it can divert of which you sense lucky in, you don't wish how to later throw a dark. Perk L says the key item he hopes audiences choose up on is this topic of sameness. How's a large portion of the show, and how shapeshifting is utilized as a unit to investigate how. Hard to discover out who you are. Creature convenient in our own leather. We change in our daily lifetime, we develop depending on the occasion. And he's a issue of who we are relying on the new dynamical, the new expertise, and hard to searching for how. I don't believe we always halt inquiring for who we are in lifetime. Execution manufacturer Elaine Pike says she was bent in by the Shaw scenario while she at first recited, and helping Hania and Simon evolve the Shaw and tilt it to Netflix. I was enforced by it, I was excited by it, and I aware how conjunction is thing you fair don't recite how frequently, she says. I bring down in loving in it really rapidly. Or, she laughs, I didn't wish to miss it to else manufacturer. In several ways, launch it on Netflix tool blood pressure is top, in the business's outwardly infinite flow of fugitive traffic. Unknown Things and 13 Reasons Why are amongst the shows to include set a top bar for next dramas, in both of evolving enormous followings and creation breakthrough stars. But down there's one item how makes it far less than tense rather than launch it on a conventional TV canal. We win get view figures, Elaine explains. We'll get feedback loop of Netflix on how he's been acquired, and I certainly sense a specific blood pressure and a specific distress on it. I wish it to earth and for lot of human beings to look at, yet which I believe is very various is you refuge got how night, all the blood pressure on one scene, thou got the entire episode and are permanent by the entire show. One way Sorcha manages to flee the pressures of a main TV episode, is by help out on her parents' farmer in the external Hebrides. To me he's the top probable way to supervise the madness, since it tool I can keep London, keep the production and go behind household and be about human beings who include never heard of Netflix and Dong T include powerful quite wi-fi to flow in any path, she says. He's lamb and herd and badgers and ducks and he's anything to do in the, that I individually very loving, it can get rather tense and rather mad so he's pleasant to be capable to include a breakdown.